Alright, so this is gonna be episode 2. Um, really here, all I ended up doing between each world was really just started making some tinker stuff. I ended up making the smeltery, which is a very tiny one. It's just the inside is 2 by 2, so 3 by 3 on the inside. So it's pretty small. Um, but I ended up doing that because I don't know. I've never made a tiny one before. I thought like it'd be kind of cool to really mess with that. Never really messed too much with the different sizes of smelteries and whatnot. So thought that'd be a really kind of fun thing to really do. And here really I'm just trying to get some stuff going, and I ended up realizing like, wait, I need the other. Uh, I forgot that I needed the other tool station, so I was like, whatever. And I started looking at my iron, and I was like, that's not gonna work. So, I mean, like this episode is pretty short, but it does kind of take a while to really uh, kind of takes a while to actually get a an episode kind of going and everything. So, I mean, this episode's only about 10 minutes long, but it kind of took me about, I'd say, at least an hour, if not maybe, yeah, probably an hour. Maybe an hour and a half with kind of diddlying around and whatnot, looking at stuff. But I mean, here I was looking at the how to make that because I figure that's going to be my best bet to go into. It's just Alumite, because a lot of people I see usually like mid game is when they have Alumite, and so I wanted to kind of have that like early on. Like that's what I want to have. My next tools after having iron stuff basically go straight into Alumite. So, and then here I'm just kind of like I was trying to think like what to really do, and I was like, yeah, let me just go ahead and just make a stone pick from Tinkers, since I can just straight repair it. So much easier than having to actually just make a whole brand new tool. So I figured I would just go with making a Tinker's pickaxe. Like I said, it's a lot easier to kind of make. Um, well, sort of easier to make. Not quite easier to make, but it's a lot easier just to repair it than it is just to make a brand new one. Especially all you gotta do is just bring one of the crafting tables from Tinkers, and just have stone on me and can repair these. So it's definitely one of the reasons why I like it a lot with using Tinkers for sure. Um, Now, I mean, really much else of like what I end up doing for this episode. I think mainly it's just a bunch of mining, honestly. Um, what I started doing actually at first, like here I cut. What I did in between that was I was trying to find some damn copper, and like my God, copper is just the most obnoxious thing ever. Um, like I don't really know what it is. I honestly really don't. Copper is just so rare, and I'm not really too sure why. Um, but I ended up just saying screw copper and went down to floor 12, started mining a bit, and I ended up getting a decent amount of 10. So since I got a decent amount of 10, I went ahead and started using the 10 to I started using the 10 to actually create the better tool station so I can actually make a hammer. This is one of the things, like, since I don't have vein miner, the first thing I wanted to do, like, really, really fast is have a hammer, definitely have a hammer. So, this was me making a hammer, just made out of simple enough cobblestone, easy to repair. Um, I believe I end up adding a diamond to it at some point. I think like while I was mining, I found a diamond. It was just like, whatever, and just added it to it. Because it definitely helps, definitely. So I was just looking here, like what exactly I needed. So I knew what stencils to actually make, which of course I had to make more stencils. And um, one of the things though is that the beginning game of a mod pack, really any mod pack, honestly, is just kind of a, I don't know, it's kind of a slow process, I guess. Um, that's the way I guess I look at it. Really, it definitely is a pretty slow process to kind of get going with a mod pack. Um, Now, of course, uh, like machinery is kind of one of those things that usually beginning game you have no choice but to kind of go through the certain tree of machinery for the most part, kind of, and especially like power wise as well. Usually, there's only like kind of one way to go at beginning, which yeah, it kind of sucks honestly. I don't really like the I guess like the beginning game tech for most mod packs, but I guess it's not too bad. It's not too terribly bad. So you know, um, like I said though in episode one, I definitely really do want to go into a lot of. Well, here's was me. This was me finding the diamonds. Since I found 8, I went in and threw it on my hammer. But like I said in the first episode, though, I definitely really want to go into doing. Uh, Definitely really want to go into Mistcraft though. For the most part, like beginning game, honestly. Once I just have like kind of a little bit of armor going, for the most part. I don't really know like what armor to really go for beginning game. Like I don't really want to make iron because iron isn't really that useful um, for armor wise. I might start looking at like the armors. Like I've looked at them a little bit, but for really beginning game, I don't really know what the best thing is really to make. But yeah, and this was me finally finding some damn copper. I finally just said screw it, went mining for about 20 minutes and finally found a vein of copper. Took so damn long. I really don't know what it is about this, but maybe with Mistcraft, maybe I can find some more copper. Hopefully. Because apparently in the overworld, copper is like non-existent for some reason. I don't know if in Mistcraft it possibly could be any different. I mean, I know I could end up with like, copper tendrils or something crazy, which would just be a little OP. But like I said before, I'm not gonna use any pages, so I'm not gonna have like an ocean of. I'm not gonna end up with an ocean of copper, an ocean of liquid copper or molten copper, whatever you really want to say. I'm not gonna have anything crazy like that. So, because like I said, I want to kind of keep this to where it's still something that I guess is playable, and it's not like, hey, I have so many materials, I might as well go and play creative. I mean, like, granted, yeah, it takes a long time before you get to that point of having, so many infinite of everything, but it doesn't take long. Like, once you have infinite of one thing, you can start getting infinite of more things. Not too difficult, really. So, I'm kind of wanting to go away from getting infinite liquid of the metals and stuff. Kind of go away from that. Now, if I happen to randomly stumble upon one, I feel like that's fair game because that was me randomly making a world and just so happened to create one and it had it. Same thing like if I happen to randomly make a tendrils world, like tendrils of something that uh, possibly could be a little OP. Um, if I do end up with something that's like tendrils of like diamond or gold, it'll probably be a very unstable world. So what I feel like what's fair is that I myself have to go in that world and go mining. I can't use, a quarry and cheese it, basically. But that is going to be the end of this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.